All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go over the high F sharp key. So many of you ask me about this. I feel like I should just dedicate an entire video exclusively to talking about the function of this key. Personally, I would never buy a saxophone that did not have a high F sharp key on it. And the main reason why is because it does so much more than just play high F sharp. I rarely actually use the key to play high F sharp. I'm going to go over some fingerings, some alternate fingerings for high F sharp that you can use for that key. And then I'm going to go over the real magic, the real advantage of having a high F sharp key on your saxophone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. The most traditional way of using the high F sharp key to play high F sharp is to use your palm key F, which is the palm keys, your side E, and then you add your high F sharp key. You get a sound like this. As you can hear, it's very edgy, it's very bright, and you may not want to do that. There are advantages to doing that. Technically, if you're just playing a passage, sometimes that's the easiest way to do it. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. However, a lot of you who do not have a high F sharp key will probably use the front F with the side B flat key. It works, but that pitch has always been a little too low, and I never use that to play high F sharp. Another fingering is to use that front F with the side B flat and then add the 4 key. That is a much better in tune fingering for that note, but it is a little bit unstable. Also, it's a bit awkward. It's awkward and it makes it really challenging going from that fingering to pretty much any other note. Okay. I want to show you what is one of my favorite uses of the high F sharp key in order to play high F sharp. Now, you can use the high F sharp key in conjunction with the B flat fingering. The high F sharp key functions like an auxiliary Altissimo key. So we get an F sharp that sounds like this. It is really stable and really good. It has a very nice tone to it, and it's very, very in tune. Technically, it's really easy to go from that high F sharp to high F, because all I do is pretend like I'm going from A flat to B flat. But I keep the high F sharp key down. Very similar to going from front E to front F. Give someone who doesn't know how to play saxophone a tenor sax, show them that, and I bet you they can do it. Forget all the overtone exercises and all of that. It's made so much easier by just having that key there. Now, let's move away from high F sharp for a second. I do use other fingerings a lot more often to play high F sharp that doesn't even involve the high F sharp key. So let's move to the real magic of having a high F sharp key, especially with a tenor saxophone. This does work on alto, but this is mostly a tenor thing because the most difficult note on this horn is the lowest Altissimo note, Altissimo G. You guys have seen me talk about this in all my other videos, but now, exclusive to this video, I'm going to talk about this. An alternate fingering is B natural with the high F sharp key. It gets you out of having to scoop into the G every time you play it because you just hit it Again, it's so easy to do. You don't even have to know how to play saxophone. In order to play that note, it just pops out. So normally when we play Altissimo G, we're using the front key. Absolutely, positively one of. In fact, I would label it as the second most difficult way of playing Altissimo G. The most difficult way of playing Altissimo G is just using the B natural key by itself. I sometimes do it because technically it just works out really well, and your mouth and your embouchure and all of that is in the right position to be able to hit it. But for all intents and purposes, ladies and gentlemen, the front key to play Altissimo G is a disaster. Let me show you a couple of ways of playing Altissimo G if you do not have a high F sharp key. Now, the most common way is to use just the front key by itself, but it is horrifyingly unstable. So much so, almost everyone that uses that fingering has to scoop into that note in order to hit it properly. And if you have to scoop into it to hit it, you're not playing it properly. So almost everybody plays this note wrong. It annoys me to the nth degree to hear somebody have to scoop into that note 55 times in a solo. A couple times is okay, but wow. All right, so let's get to it. We got the front just by itself. I gotta try to find where it is without getting the multiphonic. Now, if you want to use that multiphonic, it's great, but you can just simply add the G sharp key in order to make that note easier to hit. In order to take the multiphonic out of it, you'll probably need to add the side B flat. So here's the front G by itself. G sharp key. Already a lot easier to hit. Take the multiphonic out, add the side B flat. But again, it's a bit awkward. When I have the one key with the high F sharp key, I can play that note all day with that type of articulation and not have to scoop into it if I have a high F sharp key on my saxophone. It's probably the number one reason why I prefer to have a high F sharp key on, especially a tenor saxophone. So let's talk about some of the other uses of this key, mainly Altissimo. So there's a way I like to play Altissimo E flat. You can play that by using all open, just like C sharp. Piece of cake, man. Usually if I'm playing some type of chromatic run, I want to show you guys a very practical way of using this high F sharp key in order to play F sharp. Okay, so I'm going to play this F sharp major scale. When I get to the E sharp or F, I'm going to use the G sharp with the high F sharp key going straight to F sharp by basically just lifting 2, 3 in the G sharp key. So I'm going to use the bass B flat with the high F sharp key in order to play F sharp. It's a walk in the park, ladies and gentlemen. Normally, ladies and gentlemen, when I play an Altissimo E flat, I'm using an all open C sharp fingering in order to do that. There's a really fun blues lick I like to play. But I play that up an octave. Either I use all open to play that Altissimo E flat, or I'll use the front key with the high F sharp key. This one is actually more stable, and it just depends on what kind of lick I'm coming from or going to whether I'll use either the front key with the high F sharp key or whether I'll do it all open. Let me show you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's all I got for you. I don't want to make a 40-minute video just on that one key, but if you check out all my Altissimo videos, you see me using that key a lot, and I explain how to use it in all of those. So thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. See ya.